And I'll try and find one.
That's the original Somerset?
Yeah, actually maybe let's look at this Somerset. So that Somerset it's all controlled crosses. That's what that tag is at the bottom. So the yields on it are not representative of what you would get. This Somerset is not, and is representative, and every year this is what Somerset looks like. It just gets very loaded up. It's always got these lush dark green leaves. I don't know what you call it, but it is not as big as the other trees. It's not a dwarf or anything like that, but it is definitely considerably smaller than the others. So if you ever got a hold of a lot of Somerset, you could even potentially think about probably putting them a little tighter than, you know, the 18 to 20 feet apart.
Storability is a good aspect, yeah.
Is this flower barren?
Sure.
No, okay. This is, well, how many one?
Yeah.
Those two. It is fine.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, it's a very standard tree. It's just a little bit on the smaller side, but every year it loads up really well. This is out of the 4 plants. This is the single dominant resistance plant from a tree called Rutgers. So this one is actually also on the early side. Rutgers is like one of the standards for just being super duper early. And that's how you can see the horrible variation we get in our New Jersey winters. Most years Rutgers doesn't get any crop. This year it's covered in nuts because there was just so much early pollen because we had barely any frost. It barely went under freezing here for months at a time. We just didn't, it was not a cold winter at all. So when you have that, it's just gonna throw off all your timing, which again, tells you the more diversity you have, the better chances you are for getting complete cropping. So highly recommend anywhere you can get additional hazelnuts from for your pollinizer rows, do it. You know, put some beasts within your production rows too. You know, the more pollen you can get out there, the better. But this is a pretty standard yield for Somerset. We've got, this one is probably propagated more than any plant that we have because this is our oldest plant that we have been looking at as a production cultivar. Since the other ones were quantitative resistance, we needed to watch them longer to make sure it was going to hold up. This one, since the dominant gene, you know, half of the progeny died immediately from EFB within a few years, so we were confident that this has the gene and was going to hold up. The other ones we had to watch for a much longer time, and you know, it was really nice to see that they did hold up and haven't had any problems. We could see nothing on any of our varieties at all, which is great. We'll look at this plant over